This module explores the diverse classifications and purposes of educational assessments. It provides an in-depth examination of how assessments are used, why they are used, and how their design and application affect teaching, learning, and educational decision-making. The module underscores that assessments are not one-size-fits-all, and that different contexts, learners, goals, and instructional philosophies demand different types of assessment tools. By exploring the taxonomy of assessments, this module enables educators to strategically apply the right form of assessment for the right purpose, whether for diagnosis, improvement, accountability, or certification. Purpose of educational assessment. Educational assessments serve several interrelated purposes, which include A. Diagnostic purpose. Used to identify learners' prior knowledge, learning difficulties, strengths, weaknesses, and misconceptions before instruction begins. B. Formative purpose. Ongoing assessments that provide feedback during the learning process to help improve learner performance and guide instructional strategies. C. Summative purpose. Used after instruction to make judgments about what you have achieved. Usually occurs at the end of a unit, term, or course. D. Placement purpose. Used to determine the appropriate level, stream, or course for you, e.g., entrance tests or streaming tests. E. Prognostic purpose. Designed to predict future. Performance based on current data. Often used in career counseling, talent identification, and admissions. F. Credentialing purpose. Helps determine if learners have met the minimum requirements for certification, graduation, or licensing. G. Accountability purpose. Used by institutions, ministries, and governments to evaluate the effectiveness of educational systems, schools, or teachers. Types of assessment based on time, mode, purpose, and reference. A. Based on function timing. We will discuss the type, description, and example. 1. Diagnostic, pre-learning. Detects prior knowledge or gaps, pre-tests, reading inventories. Second, formative, ongoing. Used during learning to provide feedback. Quizzes, classwork, oral questioning. 3. Summative, after instruction. Measures final achievement, final exams, end-of-term projects. Based on reference framework.I, criterion referenced assessment. Compares performance against specific learning objectives or criteria. Absolute in nature. Success is measured by attainment, not comparison. Example: WAEC's marking schemes, rubrics with predefined standards. Norm-referenced assessment compares an individual's performance to another individual's performance, relative in nature, often used in ranking and selection. Example: IQ tests, percentile scores, class rankings. C. Based on method of administration. Type, description, and example 1. Oral. Conducted through spoken interaction. Viva exams. Reading fluency tests. 2. Written. Responses recorded on paper or digitally. Essays. MCQs. Structured questions. 3rd, practical. Assessment of hands-on tasks or procedures. Science experiments. Typing speed tests. 4th, performance-based. Learners perform real-world tasks or simulations, drama performances, project work. 5th, portfolio. Collection of learners' work over time. Drawing portfolio. Writing folders. 6th, observation. Based on teachers or evaluators' watching of behavior. Classroom participation logs. D. Based on mode of feedback. Formal assessment, structured and documented, e.g., tests, exams, report cards. Informal assessment, casual and spontaneous, e.g., class discussions, questioning. E, based on format. We will have format and description 1. Objective, multiple choice, true-false matching. 2. Subjective, essays, open-ended questions. 3rd, alternative, real-life and student-centered approaches. 4. Authentic, tasks that reflect actual situations outside the classroom. Special types of assessment. I. Ipsative assessment. Measures an individual current performance against their own past performance, not against others. I. Self-assessment. Individuals assess their own work, often using a checklist or rubric. Builds metacognitive skills and reflection. Chi. Peer assessment. Individuals assess the work of their peers using guided criteria. Encourages collaboration and critical thinking. IV. Adaptive assessment. Computerized assessments that adjust difficulty based on the individual's responses, used in AI-powered platforms. Selecting the right type of assessment. Effective assessment choice depends on 1. Purpose of instruction. 2nd, nature of learning objectives. 3. Learner characteristics. 4. Available resources. 6. Subject or discipline. 7. Cultural relevance and fairness. Educators must be intentional and strategic when selecting assessment types to ensure validity, reliability, and equity. Examples and applications. First, formative example. After teaching addition, the teacher gives 5 simple problems to solve and gives feedback. 2. Summative example. An end-of-term science examination covering all topics. Third, diagnostic example. A phonics test before reading lessons. 4th, performance-based example. A drama student is assessed on delivery, tone, and gesture during a live stage act. Portfolio. Example. A year-long collection of essays showing writing growth. Challenges in assessment and evaluation. 1. Cultural bias in testing. 2. Over-reliance on standardized tests. 3. Teacher competency in designing assessments. 4. Ethical concerns in grading. 5th, misalignment between objectives and tools. 6. Technology integration limitations in under-resourced regions. Best practices in using assessment types. Combine multiple types to get a holistic picture. Triangulation. Use rubrics for subjective and performance assessments. Ensure cultural and linguistic appropriateness. Regularly review and refine assessment strategies. Provide timely and constructive feedback. Train educators on modern tools, e.g., quizzes, Google Forms, Kahoot, Moodle. By the end of this module, you will be able to identify and describe various types of educational assessment. Distinguish between diagnostic, formative, summative, and other assessment forms. Apply appropriate assessment types to different instructional situations. Differentiate between criterion-referenced and norm-referenced assessments. Understand how to match assessment type to learning objectives.